Hey guys, what's up? It's Eiffel here, and today we're going to be talking about how to play Meme Equinox and Sleep Equinox, because those are the two most sought after builds for Equinox. Mainly the one that makes all the enemies die, which is Meme, by the way, the one in the day form where you use the slash procs and then you kill the bad guys and then you press the ability again and they all just kind of drop dead. That one, and then also the one that makes the enemies go night-night, and then you can kill them with your polearm, your Adorax, whatever, to farm up a lot of focus on Adaro, even though it's probably better you just get Saren and then jump into Elite Sanctuary Onslaught with focus lenses on whatever weapons it is that you're using. But that's besides the point. Some people still prefer Adaro, and that is totally a-okay. So I'm going to be jumping between multiple of my Equinoxes. You see those Corpus enemies just flying off the map there, because I've got multiple different builds on multiple different Equinox built Warframes, right? So don't write Equinox off after watching this video. This is not the only two ways to play Equinox. There's a lot of different ways to build Equinox. There's the duality build. You can use her as a healer, damage reduction, CC, so many different ways to build Equinox. She's probably one of the best designed frames in the game. Pick her up, play around with her. She will carry you through a lot of content in this game if you understand how to build her. She makes farming things extremely efficient. She is definitely top 5 Warframe. If not top 5, then definitely top 10. I would say top 5, maybe top 3 at best, honestly. But she is definitely a she, because they said on dev stream that it's a she. Just saying. She is definitely a great frame. So yeah, let's jump into the first build. Now, with the meme build, the one that deals a lot of damage and makes all the bad guys die, you do not need power strength, contrary to popular belief. What's going to happen? Whenever you kill a bad guy, 75% of their total health, I think I'm right in saying this, 75% of their total health, or the damage that you, the total health, 75% of the enemy's total health is going to come back to you in terms of damage, right? Stored damage whenever you kill this enemy with your 4th ability active. So we go ahead, we turn on our free in the day form. Okay, so we make sure that we're in the day form, which is the one with the horns on Equinox Prime. The pointing up horns. We turn on our free for the bonus power strength, right? Which is going to make our initial slash procs on our 4 deal more damage, just so the enemy dies a little bit faster, okay? And then we turn on our 4. Now, any enemy standing on the watery ground is going to take damage from slash procs, right? They're going to get a slash proc applied to them, and that's going to, do its regular thing. It's going to deal damage to them, which is cool. And then any enemy that you kill that is in this area while this ability is active, 75% of their total health is going to come back to you in stored damage. So if we spawn in 1 Corpus Tech, we'll spawn in 2 actually, just so I can demonstrate. Press simulate. We jump near them. You see the slash proc? Okay. So they're being damaged. That's cool. Awesome. Now what we're going to do is we're going to kill one of them. Right? So you see 67.8k. We press 4. 75% of his total health is gone. You see how that works? Alright. Now that that's out of the way, you do not need power strength. You could just stack range on this build, and you would get the exact same amount, or the exact same effect. You would get still that 75%, right? So it's just you kill that enemy, you get that 75%, you reactivate, bye-bye health. So what you do is, if we wanted to one-shot a Corpus Tech, we'd spawn in 3 of them, okay? And we kill 2 of them. Simulate. Jump over. Alright. Didn't have my 4 active. Good job, Flynn. Professional Warframe YouTuber. I never claimed to be good at this. People just put that title on me. Let's go ahead and spawn them in again. Okay. Hit our 4. Kill the guy. He's going to die to slash procs. Nice. Now we got 146,000 damage. Press R4. Bad guy's dead, right? Cool. Awesome. So if you kill 2 bad guys of the exact same level, got the exact same health, and then you hit it versus a group of the same enemy. So 2, that entire group is going to die. Just again, for good measure, we're going to kill 2 of them, and then we're going to kill every single enemy that is within our pyre range, right? Here we go. Simulate. Press R4. Okay, 146,000. And they're all dead. That damage is just transferred to those enemies. So, absolute insane damage. And we only have Intensify on this build for Pyre Strength, right? You do not need Pyre Strength for this. You're better off just stacking into range. Those guys, I don't think maybe they were in the Pyre range. They were in it, but they weren't close enough. We maybe needed to stack up a little bit more damage. Okay, they were. So they had a little bit more damage. I think it's split between all the enemies that are within. So those enemies that were in front of us just happened to have the most damage applied to them, right? So it's 136,000 damage split between all the enemies that we were close enough to. I don't know if we were close to all of them. We were. Okay, so that's how that works. So if you wanted to kill every single enemy, I guess you would need a little bit more damage. So I guess we can demonstrate one more time, and we can kill maybe, I don't know how many enemies. I was gonna go ahead and kill all of them. We'll kill maybe 6 of them, I guess. So let's see. Simulate. Press R4. He's gonna die. He's gonna die. 3, 4, 5. Let's stand here. And they're all dead. So it's just splitting that damage equally between all the enemies, right? You're killing a heavy gunner and a bunch of lancers come at you. Press your 4 again. All those lancers are going to be dead because the heavy gunner has a lot more armor, or a lot more health, sorry, effective health, than those lancers have, right? So that's how that works. Just throw on as much pyre range as possible. That's all you need to do. So we got Overextended plus Stretch plus Cunning Drift for as much range as possible. Then we have Prime Continuity, Fleet Expertise, and Streamline for as little drain as possible on our 4th ability and our 3rd ability. Vitality on there for health. Then we have our Intensify on there. I like having Intensify on because I use this to farm relics on Io. So that is Mesa relics from Jupiter. I just go there, I turn on beam, and the Corpus enemies just die on spawn. Because the range is so high and the damage is so good at base, having just one Intensify on there is going to spawn kill those enemies for at least maybe the first 6 or 7 rounds. So, you know, unless like a robotic enemy or a nullifier spawns in, then, you know, those Corpus enemies are just dying more or less instantly, right? I like to have Arcane Strike on as a Arcane just because it allows me to go through with my Spin the Wind Zaw builds, which I made a video on before. It's called How to Get Red Crits and stuff like that. And for everybody who keeps on asking about my Riven, it's range, electric damage, and critical chance on side attack. And yes, it's worth it to have this plus Maiming Strike on because it's additive crit. So that 90% is going to stack with this 81%. So 90 plus 81 is going to be the amount of critical chance that I have on slide attack plus the critical chance on my actual weapon itself, so plus 14 on top of that. And then, you know, anything else that comes from Blood Rush. So, you know, Blood Rush is going to take from that big number from the Riven plus Maiming plus my base crit, and then, you know, take that and then add that on top, scaling with the multiplier. So the crit chance is insane, which means the multiplier is insane, which means we're dealing insane damage, which means we're one-shotting everything and killing those enemies, getting as much damage stacked up as possible on Equinox is definitely what we want to do, right? So if you want to copy this build, by all means, go for it. You don't necessarily have to. You could bring an Archiplasmor in to just group kill enemies too, and then story damage up that way. That's totally fine. In fact, that is what I would recommend to a newer player. If you're picking up Equinox or Roundmaster rank 10, get yourself a Archiplasmor because it is good at just killing loads of mobs, right? So this is the build that I use on this, right? So this is Heat Radiation Corrosive. We spawn in our Lancers or something. So let's see, are we in? We were in Night form there. Lancer. Okay. Get them. 3, 4... level 100. Kill them. cool. You're gripped up. Hit your 4. They have armor, so you're gonna take reduced damage, but you get what I mean, you know? Armor is a killer, so you may want to kill more of them. Whoa, floating enemies, that's a new one. For me, at least. You want to kill more of them, and then just go ahead and reactivate. So because those Lancers, they don't have as much health, and these Corpus Techs have a lot more health than them, like just raw health, then these guys don't die instantly whatever you press for. So let's go ahead and do another test versus the Lancers, I guess. Or maybe we can even try like level 60, you know, because that way the armor isn't super high. And if you're using the likes of the Archiplas more, then I would say you're probably playing against that type of content. So here we go. We have enough energy. Hit our 4. Kill the bad guys. Okay, maybe kill like maybe 4 over there. So that's 4 of them already dead. We jump over to this group, and then they all die instantly. So it's all about just kind of getting a feel for how much armor those armored enemies have, and then maybe also how much shields and how many enemies are within your range of your 4 whenever you're running around meme build. But other than that, that's pretty much it for meme. Whenever it comes to Sleep Equinox, if I can remember which Equinox I have it on, it's this one. Let's go to my Sleep Equinox build. Okay, so this one is made specifically for farming focus on Adaro. So what you do is you just spam 2 in the night form. Enemies go to sleep, and that allows you to get the stealth damage bonus on your melee, which is going to happen anyway because the enemies are frozen in the simulacrum for me. And with that stealth damage bonus, if you're definitely stealth killing the enemies, then you're going to get a stealth affinity multiplier, which is going to go up by 500%. And then on the top of that, in your focus skill tree, which I'm not going to spoil because, you know, family friendly, spoiler friendly, not so friendly Flynn, then your spoiler mode, you're going to have an ability called Affinity Spike, which is going to allow you to get, I think it's 45% bonus affinity from kills with melee. So you'd be using the likes of a Zaw with Maiming Strike, you know, your Slide Crit, or a Atarax, or a Scoliac, or whatever with that Slide Crit. And then you would have your focus lens on both your melee, on your Equinox, and all that jazz. And then all that focus would go to your Warframe, and then you would hit your daily cap within the space of maybe 2 or 3 runs, or maybe even 1 run, depending on how efficiently you do it. So you just want to go through, spam 2 as much as possible, have Streamline on there, have Fleeting on there. You have Fleeting 2 from the top because it's a negative to your duration, and you want to have good duration on there whenever you're spamming your 2. You want to have like enough time to go around an entire room and kill all the bad guys. Enemy radar is on there for your what's it called, just so you can see the enemies in the minimap. And then obviously we have overextended stretch cunning drift for our range because we want to affect as many enemies as possible for 2. Constitution, prime continuity for our duration, so they sleep for a lot longer. Prime flow on there. You could remove prime flow for something else, for one like augur message or something like that, augur reach. Totally up to you if you want to, but you know, you don't have a way to sustain your energy whenever you're playing like that, so it means you'd have to use a lot more energy pads. So it's really down to you if you want to use prime flow or not. Calm and Frenzy, that's just going to spread the effect of sleep. I've got Arcane Strike and Arcane Trickery on here. Sometimes I would like accidentally do a finisher on a bad guy, and I would say to myself, well, if I had Arcane Trickery on, I'd have a 10% chance to go invisible, so I just kind of throw that on for the meme. You throw on Arcane Strike to consistently get that attack speed buff, or more consistently get that attack speed buff with your melee, so you can get it done faster, but that's down to you. Just make sure that you're modding your melee weapon right, because if you're not one-shotting the enemy, then you're going to be losing that stealth bonus. So if you don't have the likes of Prime Fever Strike, use your, what's the cold mod called? Use Northwind. You want to build kind of like this. Replace my Ribbon for Prime Reach, and then if you don't have Prime Fever Strike, replace that for Northwind. If you don't have Prime Pressure Point, I would say don't bother doing this. Prime Pressure Point is going to up your damage so much that it's going to allow you to one-shot the bomb bars if you're using Northwind. But if you're struggling, keeping your combo up, and you don't have the Pyre Spike focus thing, then you can replace Drifting Contact for body count if you happen to have it, and then that will give you 12 seconds instead of 10. So a little bit easier to keep it up. Haha. But yeah, that is pretty much it. So I got lucky. I've got electric on my ribbon, so I make corrosive damage anyway, which helps my damage scale a little bit. But that's pretty much it. Let's put the bad guys to sleep. What are they, level like maybe 60 or something in the Daro? 60. I typed in the number 60 instead. Bombards. Bombards. Okay. Spawn them in. 60. Got our stuff. Put them to sleep. They're gonna be sleeping for 30 seconds, so that's like half a minute, my dudes. And they're not getting one shot, but once we start to build our combo, they're gonna be one shot. They're not one shot yet. Just wait for it. Just wait for it, guys. All right. Just wait for it. We'll one shot them eventually. We still do a lot of damage, but you kind of gotta warm up first, you know. Simulate it. Spawn them in. Put them to sleep. Once we get to 3 times multiplier, we'll be able to one shot. We're not there yet. Wait, were we one shot in that time? I don't know. Those guys weren't sleeping. I got to beat it. But you just want to keep on going until you get to your 3 times multiplier. I don't think they're necessarily level 60 either. I'm not too sure. They might be level 40. I don't know. But it's very, very important that you keep your combo up, which I just lost mine, and I do not feel like going free and trying to build that combo again. Just know that, you know, it's very, very important that you keep your combo up, and using the Naramon focus skill tree, once you have Pyre Strike, it's going to be a lot easier. You should definitely 110% be using Naramon to farm your focus anyway. So, yeah. You can farm focus for any skill tree while using Naramon. You don't necessarily have to be using that specific skill tree to be farming focus. So you don't have to have Zeneric equipped to farm focus for Zeneric, if you get what I'm saying. You can have Naramon equipped and farm focus for Madurai. And I know players who are new to the game and they're looking up how to play Equinox, who probably haven't played the quests yet. They're probably like, what are you talking about? Well, just keep on playing and you'll find out. It'll all make sense soon. But anyway, guys, that's how to farm or how to play Equinox. Thanks for watching this video. So many different series, god damn it. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, go ahead, hit that like button below. If you want to see more Warframe content from me, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.